Sonder. The realization that each random person is living a life as vivid and complex as your own.
All right, Jose, go ahead.
All right. So I guess the craziest one of the craziest things that's ever happened to me. It was kind of like a joint thing where it happened to Laura at the same time it was happening to me. So I was in my mom I was still at my mom's house and I was in my room and I was watching TV. I was kind of in and out of sleep, just falling asleep. And then I remember I was watching it and like I was starting to nod off and then I felt like this weird like pressure on my right shoulder. So I jerked and woke up. I was like, what the hell? But I was like, I don't know. It was me just falling asleep. And so I didn't think anything of it. And then like I went to go pick up Laura the next day and we just hung out. We went on a date and then she was on her way back as I was going to take her home. She was like, "Hey, can I tell you about this weird dream I had yesterday?" I was like, "Sure." At this point, I was already used to her telling me all these weird ass dreams because she would have them very, very frequently back then. But she said essentially what happened is that she woke up in bed and she went out of her door, like out of her room, and when she walked out of her room, she was in a forest. Yeah, so she wasn't like she didn't walk into her hallway. She was in a forest, and like she knew that there was some bad stuff out there, like something not there's negative energy out there. Just leave it at that. So then like she went and like she got to the point where there was a little boy that she always used to see as well. And it was the way she describes it, it's like an old school like little boy where you know how they have the little hats and shit. And like short shorts with the long socks. Yeah, so it was exactly like that. And there was also like the shadow hat man was there with him too. Yeah, so she would see those are the two like things that she would always see. And up until maybe about 2 years ago.
Is that astro traveling at that point? And kind of?
I don't know. Maybe because this is I guess where we can tie it in is like she saw that like I was there with them. Like I was in the middle, the little boy had me by the hand, and the man had me by the right shoulder, like with his left hand like that. And so then she saw me and she was like, let him go, let him go. And that the little boy was like smiling or smirked. And then like the shadow man like dug his like nails into my shoulder. And I was like, hey, yo, I was like, when was this? She was like, well, it was last night. And she told me around the time. And it was around that time I was watching TV. And I was like, hey, man, not to freak you out, but this is what happened to me last night around the same time. And I was like, that's just too weird of a coincidence.
Yeah, that's very, very weird.
Because I just shrugged it off because like I tend to jerk a lot when I'm like falling asleep. So I was like, whatever, something like that. But like the fact that it happened at the same time, and like it was just weird. And
damn,
yeah, that was I guess for me the craziest one that happened. But like I said, there's been plenty, and it all started with Laura.
Do you think and that's why you had to let her go, bro?
Hey, we're married, but without a kid.
We married about to have a kid.
Yeah, that's what I'm about to say. That's scary because you keep dreaming about a kid and the shadow man, but the kid's not a boy instead of a girl.
It's a boy,
having a girl, which is that's fucking great.
Yeah,
you don't want little Goku
for the boy. Yeah,
I was gonna ask, do you think there's a family history of like witchcraft or voodoo or something in her family? Because that seems like some like generational curse type shit, or like something's traveling or been passed down. That's like
for sure. I mean, and like, well, she'll tell you as well. Like, there's a lot of stuff from her family that she doesn't know. That like this is
she might have like some witches in
like
the family back in the day.
Stuff where, like, every
said she might have had a couple on.
Every family has a dark history.
You ain't Mexican or Hispanic if you ain't mess with the Ouija board or something.
At least somebody's mama's mama.
Yeah, I was like, there's some witches and stuff.
Some mama's mama, somebody in your family here,
and they were like about that witchcraft life. Like we really do this. Like,
so I mean, maybe
you fuck with my family,
and
I'm
it's
cursing
crazy
yours type.
Because a lot of that witchcraft or voodoo is seen as like, oh, this is just a local thing you do. Like, put a jar full of alcohol and put a picture of the person you love in there and put it under your bed and they'll fall in love with it. But like kids see that and they're like, oh yeah, like superstitious shit. But like that might be voodoo. Like you put in a picture,
straight up real black magic. Like you're actually doing real.
Yeah.
I can't even say the word.
Ritualistic
practices. Yeah, ritualistic practices.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And they're just seen as like a lullaby, like just something that like, just
someone
this and this.
You don't realize the power behind what you're really doing.
I'm a real strong believer in energy. Like not I mean, again, we're not offending nobody. Not no crystal stuff, but like there's negative energy and there's positive energy.
Definitely.
So like when you can manifest negative energy and
positive. Yeah, for sure.
Like when you're doing stuff like that, like you might see it as
you attract what you look for.
Exactly.
Exactly. You are. I mean, you get what you get.
Speaking of that, I have a good story. Then this story is actually the opposite. It's still something spiritual, but it's actually more on the side of like this probably was a guardian angel more than like an evil spirit. So. I was in Arlington, Texas. I was longboarding. I have a cruiser, but longboard. I was longboarding with like two of my best friends at the time. We're on this really big hill on a busy street. We're coming through the intersection of like right by the QT by that over by the Cowboy Stadium.
Oh yeah.
Collins or whatever. That little blah blah blah. Yeah. So we're bombing down the hill. Right. We're going.
Good thing we live in Wisconsin now.
I hate you.
So we're going down the hill, right? And I'm coming through the intersection, no cars. And there's a point where like I'm at like the last segment of the intersection, and the car that's coming has to make a right turn. So you come up, you just hit like the little roundabout type deal. People in Texas sometimes are assholes. They see you, they speed up, they don't slow down. This car did that. I'm flying down the hill on a skateboard, full momentum. This dude sees me, comes speeding up towards the turn, and I kid y'all not, bro. Like, I probably should have got hit by this car that day. Like, no bullshit. The moment my skateboard went to like go off the sidewalk to the intersection, I swear to y'all, I hit like an invisible brick wall like so hard that the board literally stopped and launched behind me the other way, and my body got sent off the board and started rolling the opposite direction out of the street. And the moment I like felt like I hit the wall, the car went like straight through the intersection, like straight through the turn, and just kept going. And my homie came up behind me and like grabbed me, scooped me up, and was like, "Bro, you okay? You okay? You good?" And I just like looked at him, touching myself, just like, I don't know what I hit, bro, but that shit just saved my life. Yeah. Like, literally something got in front of me and was like, no, like it's not your time type shit. This is not how you go out. This is not how you get hurt. Like,
not today.
You might get hurt from falling off the skateboard moving, but it ain't gonna be what it was. But it was just always weird to me because it's like the way science works, the way
physics that does not make sense.
The skateboard never should have went the opposite direction. I was going downhill, already going high speed. Like, if anything, it should have kept going straight or the opposite way. Even my body, I shouldn't have been propelled backwards.
Yeah,
with hitting literally nothing in front of me. Like,
yeah, that's wild.
And I've always just been really thankful for it. But like, that's a moment that I know is really crazy for me that made me believe. But at the same time, it's not. Like I say, it's not an evil thing. It was like, oh, if anything, I believe like you were saying, there's good energy, there's bad energy. Sure. Like for sure.
Yeah. Like we gotta keep that good energy, but that bad stuff.
Yeah, guardian angels out here looking out for y'all. Y'all don't know it.
Man, for real. Or some of y'all more than others. But no, that's crazy. But I mean, it's cool that like, you hear about all these different things. I love this topic. Like, I could talk about this all day. Hours.
Yeah, man, I've experienced a lot myself.
Yeah, and I guess to go back on like my thing was that I think it was SFL or your mom that gave us that sage. Yeah, and that's the only thing that worked to stop that.
Those sage is actually really
because
really
like we've had people come to our house and pray, and like we've had people pray for us and like pray for that.
But I was like, I think a lot of that comes with the person's heart and their tit. Yeah. Like if. Like you say,
bro, I didn't believe in the sage at all. I just believed that my presence was strong enough to reject. Like, no lie, because I was staying with them for like, it was almost 3 months because my grandma had surgery. I had to stay in the room, so I was staying with them. And Laura would be like, "Oh, I see this and I see that." And the whole reason it started was because I saw that girl.
Oh yeah,
and dude, it was the craziest thing. Okay, so
in my now game room, I'm like, bro, I picked the
okay. So what happened was, check this, bro, check this, and I'm not scared of none, except crazy women. But hey,
I second that.
No. But so I was sleeping on an air mattress at the time. Which is crazy because you had another bed. Why the hell was I sleeping on it? All of a sudden I came home and there's a bed there.
I don't know.
I remember. It was just random.
Because I think, was it before we bought ours or?
I don't know. But I had an air mattress for like 2 weeks and then I came home and they're like, we got you a bed. And I was like, yo, I'm just living here like temporarily.
Because we bought, I was like, I appreciate we bought the new one and we moved our old one.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. The fair.
The fair. Bro, just a little quick side note. Don't ever get drunk and buy a bed at the fair. You're going to spend a stupid amount of money.
How'd you get the bed home?
I just remember.
Oh no, they delivered it.
Okay,
I paid that much money. Those motherfuckers were gonna deliver.
Bet. Pre-order.
I remember I was not feeling good that day whatsoever, dude. Like my stomach was hurting. I ate something before. I was like, I'm not about to go to the state fair and shit every hour, like in some nasty ass.
Oh,
so I just remember coming back and Eric's nodding his head. And he's all like, ask them what they bought, ask them. And I was like, what'd y'all buy? And they're like, a bed. And I'm like, oh, that's not bad. And then they told me how much it was. And I was like, yeah, that's pretty bad.
Yeah. I could have bought a couple beds.
And then Jose's like, and Jose was like, yeah, you should have gone. You would have told us no.
You would have stopped it.
I was like, damn, like the one time I like get sick. But no, so anyway, so I'm sleeping on a mattress. And my head is like right next to the doors. So honestly, if somebody would have opened the door, it probably would have if they would have opened it all the way, it would have fucking bopped me right in the head. The room, they just moved. I think.
Why were you late? Why were you facing that way?
Because they hadn't made that a game room yet, so there was boxes and stuff still in there.
It was kind of just like
okay, that makes sense.
Here and just make some room for it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Because I think his uncle came over and slept there for like a day or something.
Oh yeah.
I just know it was already made.
That makes sense.
It was super close, and I was just sleeping, and so like literally as soon as the door would open, I would just have to turn my head up, and I would immediately make eye contact with the person looking down at me. Like I was so close to the door. And I remember I was sleeping, and the door opens, and I see somebody the height of his wife and long black hair looking down at me. I couldn't see their eyes because I didn't have my glasses on. And they're just wearing white, and I was just like, "Yeah, what's up?" And I was like, I was knocked. They didn't have my glasses. I look, and I'm like, "Yeah, what happened?" And they didn't say anything. They just went back and they closed the door. I literally felt like they were pissed off at me. And I was like, why is she so mad? What did I do? So the whole time I'm just trying to figure out like, dang, I wonder what she wants. Because as soon as I woke up and I was getting ready for work, I was like, I wonder what she needed, because I was like, did she need me to do something?
Yeah, like, why did you come in and not say anything? Yeah.
I just felt like when she opened the door, she needed something. Yeah. I didn't know what it was.
Your soul.
And so I texted Laura, his wife, and I was like, hey, why'd you come into the room? Did you need something? Like move my car or ask for my keys like usually. Yeah. And she's all like, I didn't walk into your room. And then I was like, yeah, you walked in there. I thought you wanted me like to feed the dogs before I went to work or something. Like, just. And then she's like, no, if I would have needed something, I would have texted you. Like, I wouldn't just barge into the room.
In the middle of the night.
Which makes sense, without knocking and stuff. Yeah.
And I didn't know what time it was. I didn't care to check. I just wanted to go back to sleep. But, I mean, it was before we all woke up because I could usually hear the kitchen and stuff like that. So I was like, what the heck? And she's like, what'd you see? And then she's the one who said, was it a girl in a white dress? And I was like, if it was a dress, I did see long black hair, and I saw white, and it looked like a dress. I didn't have my glasses on, but yeah. And then she's like, don't tell Eric, because Eric's like the super scaredy cat. Yeah. So, the first thing I do is tell Eric.
I mean, that goes back to what we said in that a couple episodes ago with the first creepypasta. If you see some shit in your homie's house, you going to run out and not tell him, or you gonna let me know?
Yeah, so, first thing I do is tell Eric. That's like the first thing. It was exactly what she told me not to do. And I don't know if I told her. Oh, I think she told you before I could tell you. And then you texted me and you were like, bro.
You see her?
And then they like, she's like, I need to tell you something. And she's all like, and I thought it was important again because whatever was staring at me, I felt like needed something from me.
Yeah.
And I was like, just tell me right now. Just text me. Or if you want to call me, you can call me. You don't have to wait till later. She's like, all right. And then she tells me, what happened with her and Jose and how she sees all this stuff. And when they moved into the house, like she's starting to see things again. And I was like, oh, you want to sage the house? Because I don't believe in sage. I don't believe in blessing. I think that's all superstitious. But if they believe it, then it works.
Yeah.
Like placebo kind of stuff.
Yeah. You feel like you took the steps to cleanse your house.
And I was like, so she told me about it, and I was like, do you want to sage the house? Like, would that make you feel better? Because nothing's going to work if she doesn't feel better, right? Yeah. Like, that's the whole point. And she was all like, yeah, do you know where you can get some? Bro, I was like, yeah, I know this. I know my mom knows some people.
Yeah.
So I'm literally like, I don't know where to get this shit. So I'm Googling this shit, bro. Amazon's going to take too long to deliver sage.
Because we went to fucking...
Spencer's.
No, we went to the other Earthbound.
Oh, we did. We went to Earthbound and we bought it.
Y'all bought some rocks, some crystals.
Yeah, technically.
I put them in my pocket. Nah, but yeah, so he was, I think Vontae was there with me.
We went to Grapevine Mills. We went
to Grapevine Mills because I was like, I have to get sage. And he's like, why? And then I was like, I'll tell you on the way. And I think he did meet me up. So just pretty funny. And then I was like, okay, well, let's burn this stuff. And she's like, do you need us to do anything? And I'm like, no, you just stay in the living room and I'll do this. Stay together. And like, she was super into it. But that was good because nothing was going to happen.
Yeah.
You know? And yeah, I prayed while I did the sage. But I was like, you know, I prayed for my presence to be strong enough because I'm like super Christian. So I was like, all right, give me them soul reaper powers so nothing comes through. Like literally, that's what I was thinking. Like I was like, you know, give me strength to scare whatever it is away. And while I was doing that, I mean, I might have, you know, I mean, the sage might have worked, but I was like praying while I was doing the sage, and I went around the house, and they were following me. And I mean, I didn't believe in it, but you know, again, if anything you believe in, what you're looking for is what you're gonna get. Yeah. And if they're looking to clean, I was looking to clean the house too, just not with the sage. Just not with the sage, right? And that's like
I'm trying to cuddle.
Yeah. So,
and who you were?
And I remember, I think when we were saging the house, Eric's like, I'm going to my room, and he like didn't want no part of it. He was like, he just doesn't want to acknowledge it because he feels like if he acknowledges it, then he's the next target because he's the weakest link.
You know? He's the first person dying or getting possessed in the movie.
Right? So we did the sage, and that's pretty much like my story of how kind of that connected. Yeah. And I guess, and it ended up working. She's like, "Oh, I feel so much better," and I'm like, "Well, that's good."
Yeah.
I'm just gonna start praying every single night to make sure.
And it didn't happen for a long time, and then it happened like isolated issues, and then we did like I went in like I put sage everywhere, and it went away again.
Yeah.
And so it was kind of like,
man,
because I feel like it's
something. It gotta be some family stuff.
It is, and it's something I think I don't remember. I could be lying. I don't remember her telling me that it happened before, like we got together, but I think it started getting worse when we got together, like when we started dating.
Yeah.
So maybe one of you mofos out there, or somebody did something that was like, oh no, like they're together. Let me put some witchcraft shit on them or something.
Yeah. But I think it got worse. This is just like my thing. I think it got worse just because you radiate really positive energy. Mm-hmm. That's why I always like being around you. And I feel like once that negative energy felt that positive energy, it was like, nah, this dude gotta go because it's gonna. And that's why that's exactly why. That's exactly why when I did the sage, I was praying that, you know, positive energy or my Christian energy or angel powers, super ego powers, whatever you want to call them, would amplify because there was already Jose with me. And I think that's probably why I got, because that's what a lot of like people that I met who dealt with like demons and exorcisms, they're like, oh yeah, as soon as you step in somewhere, they'll act up. Yeah. Because they're like, dude, get the hell out of here.
Yeah, they don't like the presence.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. I mean, that's probably why that whatever the hell went into that room went in there like, motherfucker.
I know it's like about to jaw me, bro. And I'm like,
say, what you doing in here?
Yeah, that makes sense that you say that though about like, I guess with my positive energy and because there was this one time where we're still at my parents, because we were still at my parents, and I remember Laura telling me that in her dream she kept hearing, and it was weird because she explained that there was 3 old ladies. And I was like, well, with everything I've seen, every time there's 3 old ladies, it's fate, or from what I've seen. Yeah, and that they kept whispering the ring, and we were already married at the time. Yeah. And so she kept whispering it, and then they would switch languages. So they would switch, and like they were saying something else in another completely different language that she couldn't understand. And then they would go back to the ring. And then she said she woke up in a panic, and she got up, and the first thing she checked for were her rings, and they weren't on her finger. So the rings were actually by the window that the little boy that she would see would keep trying to push her to go through. And they were sitting in like a perfect pile on top of each other because she has the wedding band and then the wedding ring. Yeah. They were sitting perfectly on top of each other.
The holder.
Yeah, they were sitting perfectly on top of each other like that. And then that same window, when we had Ginyak and he would sleep inside with us, he would always sleep right by the window as if he was guarding it. And then if he, for some reason, we left him outside because he wanted to be outside, he would sleep outside, but he would sleep outside of that window as well. So it was always weird that, like, Ginyak, there was always something with that window. And I told her, I was like, if you ever motherfucking go through that window, we might not see you come back. Because that's
I'm leaving you. Yeah. Not by choice. You probably be gone.
Because there was something that was trying to push her to go to that. And like I said, there were never actual, like, you're not going through the window, like, in her dreams or visions or whatever. It's all symbolic. It was, it was always leading to somewhere else. And she said she could feel that it was nowhere negative. Or nowhere positive. Yeah. But, yeah. So maybe it was something with me or her or both sides. I mean, I don't know. All I know is that knocking on wood.
They tried, praying, bro. But... And at the time, we were going to church like non-stop. So, I mean, they tried, bro.
So, like, when you saw this lady in white, because you saw her too before, right?
No, I didn't.
I think it was only me and Laura at the time.
Yeah, them too.
Dang, I wish Laura was here. I want to hear some stories of like.
She could probably.
I want to know, like, is there a face? Are there like eyes and like? Can you fully? Can you almost like draw it out if you had to? Or is it like
with jeans? I could.
Is it more of like a? With you see the silhouette of this person?
With that one I did because I didn't have glasses.
Yeah.
With the little girl, I don't think she could see. It was like more of a silhouette. With the boy, like she could tell you like his eyes, and they looked evil. Yeah, like, they were sunken and like they looked evil.
That's exactly how that's what I mean.
Like, is it like?
And then
the whole hollow black eye socket type deal.
Red.
Oh, I saw him black.
Yeah, she could see him red. She
told me different.
Like completely red pupils.
Yeah, no, maybe not like completely red, but like a glowing kind of like faint like red. That's what she told me once that she did see it, that it was like that. And then the man with the hat, you just see the man. It's just like a shadow.
Yeah,
which I still see that not the man in the hat, but like there's shadow people at my house all the time.
I used to see shadow.
Where at this point I'm just like, what's up, dude? Like, what you want?
But this is while you're conscious, right? Not while you're sleeping.
What, the shadow people?
Or just in general?
Oh, no. The shadow people when I'm chilling, watching TV.
It's like you're conscious, right? Yeah, it's not when you're sleeping.
I'm not asleep. Nah. The only thing that I've never really experienced anything when I'm asleep, per se, besides the whole arm thing. The only crazy thing that I've experienced once was that I astral projected myself. Well, I wasn't trying to, but I remember one day I woke up and I was like, man, I gotta go to the bathroom. I gotta pee. So I went. It was at my mom's house too. So maybe it was something with my mom's house.
Yeah, I was like, it might be on both sides.
Yeah. And so I went and I grabbed my doorknob, and then something like in my head clicked, and I was there, and something told me like turn around, like look at yourself. And I was like, so I look back and like I'm still laying in bed.
Yeah.
But I'm at my door.
At the bathroom door. Yeah.
And then and my door in my room. And then, like, I should start panicking because, like, you just, like, that fear that just kicks in.
Yeah, it's like, what the...
Yeah, because I saw myself, and I knew it was me that was there, and then I just, like, I guess I snapped out of it, and then I woke up, like, and I was back in my bed. Yeah. And I got up, and I looked back, and I was like, all right, no, it's actually me this time. But that only happened once, and then I've never experienced that again.
Yeah, his house is pretty crazy because we would hear that like somebody throwing something, like a rock at the window.
Oh yeah,
it's like a knock,
bro. Every time, this was my alarm. It was like always around the same time, like 7 a.m. And all you would hear was just like,
on
the window, bro, all the time.
And I remember one time he told me, and I was like, "There's no way."
And then
so
Bruce,
I slept in there, with Christian.
Yeah, because we shared a room. This was before Laura.
Just to see if it really happened. And no, dude, it was like 7 on the dot, bro. You would just
it was on the window like a tapping.
Yeah, and I was like,
it was my backyard window, so
I was like, dude, no way, it was crazy. And then there's that cowboy that one time.
Oh yeah, I forgot about him.
A long time ago, he would always tell me, "Yo, there's a cowboy that walks behind my shed. It looks like he's looking for something." He told me this like when I first met him.
Yeah.
Because I remember I was like, "Oh, you got a shed in the back?" And he's like, "Oh, Christian was like, oh yeah, that cowboy." And then I was like, "The cowboy." And he's like, "Oh, I'll tell you." And he told me that, and I completely forgot about this. I was staying the night at his house one day, and Christian was like, "I'm gonna go take a piss outside." And
I don't know why. Christian was wild. You remember Christian being a little kid.
And then Jose was like, "Why? The cowboy's gonna get you." And then he's like, "Don't say that." And then he went to the bathroom like a regular person. Yeah. But I remember he was scared to go outside, the hallway was dark, but he didn't want to go through the hallway, and the backyard light was turned on so you could see the backyard. He's like, I'm gonna go outside, just watch my back. And I was like, for what? And then Jose's like, don't pee outside. What the fuck you doing? The cowboy's gonna get you. And he's like, man, and he's like, just turn the hallway light on. And then so he went turn on the hallway light and went to go to the restroom because Christian was little. And then I stayed outside looking through the glass window, and I saw someone walking behind his thing. And at the time, there was a guy from New York.
Oh, yeah.
Named
my boy Chico.
Chico.
Yeah, shout out to the boy Chico.
He would sleep in the shed. Like, they had a mattress and the AC and the TV or whatever, a fan or something. So he would sleep back there. And I went to Jose, and I was like, because Chico, like, you would throw parties, we would throw parties at his house.
Be straight chilling back there. He wouldn't say nothing.
Yeah, and one time he would like come and be like, "Yo, it still smells like liquor, clean," and then he'd pour shit on the ground, and we would clean again because we didn't want to get caught at the time. But I remember I saw him. Well, I thought it was him walking back there looking for something, and I told him, I was like, "Hey, yo, I think Chico's looking for something, bro. Like he's walking in the back." And then I was like, let's go help him, because he was a cool guy. So I was like, let's go help him. He's like, Chico, dude, that dude left like 3 weeks ago. He's back in New York. And I was like, no way. And then Christian's like, no way.
That's the cowboy.
Yeah, it's the cowboy. And I was like, holy shit, like that's crazy. And then but then there's another time where his dog died, I think like a week before or a month or something. And I remember I was in the backyard on this hammock at the time, and I was chilling, and then his dog came, and I started petting him and messing around with him, and I tried to get him on the hammock, like so we could like swing together. And then I think I went inside, and then we went back outside.
I remember you told me, you were like, hey,
"Where's
man?
Bruce?"
You're like, Bruce is getting so big.
Oh yeah.
And then he was like, "Where is he?" I was like, "Well, he got run over."
Yeah, he got run over like a week ago. And I was like, no, dude, I was literally just playing with that dude, like petting him.
Physically touched.
Yeah, I tried to bring him on top of me so we can lay on the hammock together.
Yeah.
Like, I literally played with this dog, and I think I did say that. I was like, dude, he's getting big, like, fatter. And then he's like, dude, Bruce has been dead. Like, he got run over.
We did bury him in the backyard, though.
Yeah, but still, the fact that you were, like, physically touching the dog.
I was definitely, like, chilling with the boy, man. Which is crazy. It was so crazy because when he told me that, I was like, dude, there's no way. I was
literally like the Bruce I was just touching.
Yeah. And this was like a matter of like seconds.
Yeah.
Just went back inside. That was
so even the cowboy, like full face, you recognizable, or is it like you never really caught the face? It was just like more of the body.
I never caught the face. And the only reason I call him a cowboy is because he was wearing some like tapered blue jeans, dark blue jeans. He had boots on. And then he had a black shirt, and he had his belt. So I didn't see his face or anything, but I just nicknamed him the cowboy because he looked like a cowboy.
So how did that work? The first time y'all saw a dude in y'all's backyard.
So the first time
going back and forth
was Christian's dad was with us still. I mean, he's still alive, but not with us.
Yeah.
So he was with us, and I remember I was chilling by myself on the trampoline. And I was just jumping and whatever, and I was just chilling and hanging out, and I looked in the back, and I could see somebody going back and forth. Oh,
in that like linear, linear, like I go one way, I go right back, one way, right back.
No, it was like, so we had, remember the two sheds? We had the white shed.
Well, I never saw the backyard at your mom's house, no.
It's long.
Yeah, it's really long.
Okay.
So it's like, we have a white shed and then like a barn looking thing.
Okay.
And so like, I would see him go from the white shed, and then I would see him cross in the middle, the red shed, and then cross in the middle again and go back and forth until I eventually didn't see him anymore. And I was like, who the hell? So I thought it was Christian's dad. So I went over there to look. Nobody. I was like, I bet. So then I told Christian's dad, and he was like, oh, you saw him too? And I was like, what do you mean you saw him too? And he told me like, yeah, he's like, I saw it a couple of times, and there's just somebody that just walks back and forth through there. And I was like, yeah, I saw him. And yeah. And now it's been years, and I haven't seen that man anywhere.
But it was never like something that felt threatening.
No. Out of all the things I've seen and like felt like at the houses, that was probably the least threatening thing. It legit looked like he was looking for something.
Yeah, like he was pacing back and forth, like looking in the ground.
Yeah.
It's like, I can't go to the afterlife till I find this thing.
Yeah. So, and I probably could do some digging now and go see what the hell, maybe I'll find something back there, or maybe I probably don't want to lose.
Part of me is like, that'd be fun to do, but at the same time, I don't want to
mess with it.
Open some
maybe
shit
he found
that don't
whatever
need to be.
He was looking for, because I haven't seen him in years.
But I don't know. Maybe that was part of the like. True. You got caught back there at the wrong time. Then it's your ass. Like
that's true. Yeah, but yeah, no, that was the least threatening thing. And then my mom doesn't believe any of this shit happens.
So she didn't see none of it.
She doesn't see, she doesn't hear, she doesn't feel.
She don't want to believe it.
Like, so she doesn't believe in that stuff. Because she's never personally experienced it. But my grandma, on the other hand, like, she's seen and heard a bunch of stuff. Like, she's heard footsteps and, like, people, or, like, something, like, a little kid running. Yeah. Like, and it's woken her up before. And then I think the craziest thing that she's ever experienced was that when we were younger, me and my brother would go, we would go with my mom to go work. Because, like, her boss was, or she's still awesome. And they would have, like, a TV and, like, movies for us. So we'd be chilling at my mom's job. And we left with her. And then one day my grandma called, and it was like around 11, around lunchtime, and my mom answered, and my grandma was crying, and she was like, "Well, what's wrong? What happened?" And she was like, "Oh, I heard. Well, my middle name is Eduardo." She was like, "I heard Eduardo yelling that he needed help. So when I went to the front, I thought something happened, but there was nobody there. There was no cars, nobody." And she was like, "I know it was his voice, but nobody was here. That's why I wanted to call and see if he was with you." And I was just chilling watching TV. Yeah, and yeah, she was like. Scared, like scared. Usually, if my grandma gets scared, like she'll just get up and like, all right, let me go where everybody's at, and she won't say nothing. But this time, like, she called my mom crying like hysterically because she legit was like terrified. Yeah. And I was like, no, I'm here chilling.
That shit's crazy.
Watching Shrek 2. What you mean?
Hey, for real. Honestly, we probably were watching some crazy movie like that because it was around that same time. But yeah, that's kind of the little things that I've seen. Those were the most like, I guess, like heavy things that I've experienced, but other than that, now I just see the shadow people, and they're always different sizes. It's kind of weird.
Yeah, I was gonna say they're usually different, and I don't know if the ones you see do this, but the ones I see, they seem like they can not teleport but phase through stuff. Yeah, like I would always see them in reflections, which would be weird. I had like a reflective closet when I was younger at first in my room. And like if I was, let's say like they were over there, I would be looking that way, and at first I wouldn't see anything. Like I would look at the closet, and I would see it was a shadow like running back and forth across the room. Like it's weird because it goes back to the windows. It would be like dude came from the wall, ran to the other wall where the window was, and like hopped out, and then like somehow ended up back on that side. And just kept looping it. And then I would look, nothing. Look over here, you just see shadow running. And it's just like.
Well, see, that's weird because for me, it's the opposite. Like I see them directly, but if I look through, like, I guess, like a mirror, they won't be there.
Yeah, no, it was completely.
And mine, like, I guess they like to fuck with me because, like, I know it's weird. It's like they have their personalities, and like, so what they'll do most of the time, and it's always the taller one that does it, is he'll like, or he or she, I don't know what it is. It's just like a shadow figure. Like they'll poke their head around the corner, and then they'll go back. And then they'll do it again until I notice, and I look up, and then they'll just do this real quick. Yeah. And then I've gotten up a couple times, and I'm like, all right, you know what?
Like, I see you, motherfucker.
Whatever. Yeah. Like, and I go, obviously, I don't see anything. I don't find anything there. Yeah. But yeah, they're different sizes. Like some of them are tall and slender. Other ones are like kind of normal, medium size built, and then there's like little ones too. Yeah. And then sometimes the little ones are kind of really, really like fat. Yeah. And, like it's just different. Interesting. No, and they just they'll just walk. Like those don't seem threatening to me either. And that's the only thing I see at the house now. It's just the shadow people. And I think Laura's seen a couple of them as well. And yeah, one of them left a juice box on Eric's bed. Nah, I'm just fucking with you. Oh, we did it to him, and he was terrified. Yeah, it was whenever I went on vacation when he first moved in.
Yeah. It's like, I don't know how they got there.
Nah, that one was us.
Don't know who did it, but that man a legend.
So, he took a Dookie in my toilet too, bro.
Oh yeah, that was pretty crazy.
That one, I don't know. Okay, that one I really can't explain. I don't know who it was.
Somebody legit left.
Like there was a turd in the toilet, but like I hadn't been home.
Eric was at work. Yeah, it was Saturday,
and then it was like I got home. I was like, "What the hell? Who the hell shit in my toilet?" And I asked Eric. He's like, "It wasn't me." Yeah, and he wasn't there. And I was like, "I legit have no idea who just shit in my toilet." Yeah, there was just a turd sitting there, bro.
Yeah, because Laura said she cleaned that restroom, and then she came to watch TV, and Jose was still asleep. And then Jose came to watch TV with her, and then she went to the restroom, but for some weird reason she went into that restroom, not the one in the room. Shit. And somebody took a shit, and he like came out, and she said, "Yo, someone took a shit in the toilet." And then Jose's like, Oh, it was probably me. She's like, no, you don't understand. I've been watching TV forever. Just got done cleaning.
Yeah,
and you never came out of the room.
Yeah,
like, and then also he has a restroom in his room.
There's a restroom.
Yeah,
why the hell would I go out of my way to go
to
the guest bathroom?
Exactly.
Like, yeah, and she's like, no, someone took a shit, and then I just remember like, I think she told me that story. I wasn't there. But then they told me that story, and I just was laughing. But Eric was terrified. Yeah. Eric was terrified. I laughed because
yeah, me too. I was like, what the hell are you gonna do? I didn't know ghosts could shit.
Yeah, I didn't know that was possible. Like,
yeah, so I mean, I don't know. Maybe I got up in the middle. I don't know. I really can't explain it. But yeah, there was a piece of shit in my toilet. It was just one. So I was like one like normal size Dookie.
They just dropped it in
like
there.
Mr. Hanky, like that. Yeah,
they just dropped it in there.
Like, okay.
Got a little gift for you.
Yeah, and there was this one time where me and Jose, dude. Okay, I was like knocking out on the couch.
Maybe I'm the problem, bro. All these stories are like Jose's house, my oh man.
And we're watching Sabrina the Teenage Witch.
Oh, I remember this one. This one's bad. I forgot about that.
Oh wait, not that one. This one was about the kids.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So we were watching Sabrina, and I think at the time on the show they were doing a ritual, right?
Yeah, she was calling the children of the mountain or some shit like that.
Yeah, something like that. She was doing some shit, and I was like, "Oh man, this looks weird." And then in the back we just hear, like, and I was like, "What the fuck?" And then he gets scared, and I get scared. And at first we didn't know what it was, like, because there was nothing on the screen that was fucking howling. And then we get up and we're like, oh shit, the dogs, like, make sure they're okay. And we look back and there's a kid leaning on his fence. I guess he stacked a bunch of boxes together and he was just howling at the dogs, hoping they would howl back. And the dogs are just sitting there like chilling, like, what the fuck is this kid doing? And the kid's just like, and then we look at them and they're like all like, my bad. And I'm just like, damn, like we were like fucking tripping out, bro.
I thought you were talking about the one where the door rattled.
That was weird.
Yeah, it was around was it the same scene?
I think it was the next day.
Okay,
this happened back to back.
Yeah, I think it was the next day, but it was the same. I guess like not the same ritual, but it was the same character that had already done that shit, and she was talking about those mountain kids again. And then, bro, when I tell you that my door was like, it sounded like somebody was trying to break in my back door.
Oh yeah,
okay, it was like it was rattling,
and it wasn't
nasty.
the wind, right?
Nah, bro, there was like
and the dogs were asleep.
Yeah, the dogs were asleep, which was kind of weird because it was loud as fuck. And again, nothing was playing on the TV that could make that noise, and we were right there where in my living room.
And you would have saw like a figure, like silhouette. Yeah, I was like, you would have saw somebody's shadow.
This little boy wild, and he already came to my house and tried to open my door, but there was
nothing like there. The couch was literally leaning on the back door, so like I woke up. I think I was awake, and we both just looked back.
Yeah, that one I don't know what that was.
That was crazy. I forgot about that. Yeah,
and that's what it was. So like she did call those mountain children, and the mountain children were running around, knocking around shit in the show.
Yeah.
And then like that's when at the same time that was going on, the back door just like we just heard a nasty rattle, and then we turned around and nothing's there.
That's pretty.
You're like, I bet. I think we switched shows at that time. We're like, we need to watch
fuck this. Yeah,
and we went a whole week, I think, without. This was during Rona.
Yeah, we went the rest of the week watching
some other
happy shit.
Was it Riverdale or
no? We started watching
Supernatural because you had me explain everything.
No, that was Eric.
Oh, it was Eric.
No,
it was
we
during
started
Rona.
watching The Boys, the superhero show,
and we
finished that season. I think within like 3 days, and then we went back to Sabrina.
And we're like, all right, maybe the demons are gone. Let's watch Sabrina again. Hey, that show went hard though. I'm not gonna lie.
It was a good show. It was a good show.
I'm still waiting for the Riverdale Sabrina crossover.
It still hasn't came out?
I think it's going on now. I just haven't seen anything because I forgot until now.
Sure.
But
no, I haven't had that many. When I was a kid, I saw a lot of stuff until I had, like I said, they came and did the little prayer of anointment or whatever, and it kind of faded away. I didn't see stuff, but there's been times where, like, even at my house now, well, I don't have that room anymore, so I don't know, but that the doorway in that room does that at times. Like, it be shut sealed, and I'll be up. This is like when I had Xbox 360 days, so I'll be up playing freaking Uno late at night or Halo 3, and everybody in the house is asleep, and I'm here on the headset. And it was crazier whenever I used to play Uno, because for those who did play 360, and if you got like the arcade edition, you got Uno, they gave you like a little webcam, and people would put the webcam to the Xbox, and we play Uno with like live webcam just to see each other. And me and the homies would just be playing, and we'll see. It's like we're just FaceTiming, playing Uno, having fun at the end of the night, basically. And the people in the party can still contest to this day because they bring it up all the time, which is funny. But I'm here playing, you can see somebody's room behind them. And if I was like streaming on Twitch or something, all you see is my door just not even fast, just slowly creep open. And it just goes and stops. And this is there. And I hear my homie in the mic. He's like, hey, bro, somebody in your doorway? Why your door just open? I was like, I ain't turning around. And he's like, what? And I was just like, I ain't turning around, bro. I was like, I ain't gonna worry about it. And I was like, because I know nobody's there. And I can see in my TV, there ain't nobody behind me, but this door is wide open. So we played for like another 2-3 minutes. And all you see, I guess the ghost was like, man, fuck it. The door just slowly starts swinging back. Now, that's the part that got me. Because opening, same thing. I was like, all right, maybe it's the wind or some shit. The door starts swinging itself back and completely shuts itself back. And I'm just like, okay. And I was like, yeah, I think I'm going to get off for the night. Like, I think I'm good. Like, I'm going to go to sleep. And they're like, all right, bet. They're like, because what we just saw on the camera, you better be at school tomorrow. Everybody's like freaking out and shit. Yeah. Because they all witnessed it. And I'm just like, all right, bet. So I turn on my Xbox. I go to lay down. I get in the bed. Like, I had like wood flooring like this, right? Mm-hmm. And I had maybe a chair like where we're sitting in, just sitting there. I didn't have a gaming chair or nothing. Chair sitting there. I go lay in bed. I get comfortable. And bro, not even like 2 minutes into bed, all I hear is the chair start sliding across the floor. And that whole just boosh to the wall. And I was just like, yeah, I'm not. Once again, I said, I'm not rolling over. I just kept my face the other way, bro. I was just like, nah. So that was a really weird turn. That was just like,
nothing like that.
I didn't see anything, but it was definitely like, why is all this shit moving around me like right here in front of me?
At first, I thought it was a polite ghost. So like, are you opening and closing my door? Thank you. Not even my family.
Thank you for letting yourself back out, right?
Yeah, but now she's throwing doors or chairs.
Especially at that age, it was like maybe freshman year, sophomore year. So it's like, my mom comes in at that time. She's gonna tell me, get your ass off Xbox. You go to school in the morning. Go sleep. What you doing? Yeah. Nah, bro. Door open. Nobody standing there. Complete darkness in the hallway. My homie just like, hey, bro, your door just open. I was like, don't worry about that right now.
We can talk about that.
Yeah. Whose turn is it? Who? Play your card. Yeah, play your card, bro. Just keep it moving. I used to wake up with scratches and like deep scratches in like center chest or like center back. And I'm talking like scratches. You wake up, you're like, oh, what the fuck? Yeah. Like, and it's like, there's no way that I did that to myself. Yeah, so that was something that was always really weird to me too back in the past.
Spooky vibes.
Not for me.
But I don't really see too much stuff like fully manifested. And I feel like part of that is because of what they did. I feel like they put a block to it in my life or something.
Like a filter or
something. Yeah.
I don't remember where I saw it, and this is not really related. Or I guess it's related. But like, I don't remember what show I was watching, but it got me to think. I was like, whoa, this got me thinking. So like, they were explaining how like ghosts aren't real, and that it's just that, and time doesn't exist. Like everybody is existing at the exact same time at the exact same moment in just different dimensions.
Oh yeah.
So like, so what you see, it's not really a ghost. It's somebody really just living their life, and there was just like a little figment of like reality / dimension warping that you saw somebody else's reality at the same time, and they saw you too. So they think you're a ghost, and you think they're a ghost, but in reality, it's just you're existing at the exact same time.
That's very crazy.
I don't remember what it was.
There is a book.
Hey, how come they always wearing white though?
There is a famous
I don't
book.
know, maybe because it's like you're seeing them for like half a second, and it's just
that's like all your eyes can like.
Yeah. I mean, I'm pretty sure back then white was the easiest thing to make. Yeah, like there wasn't really dye around.
Okay, but
not just that. So let's
that same mentality. Let's flip it because let's say we're here right now. Let's say 200 years ago, person who was living here. What if they saw us as the ghost? I'm not wearing white right now.
Yeah, so like it's not really that you're looking at somebody in the past.
Yeah, I know.
It's more that like you're seeing it. Well, in that
it's
terminology,
it
doesn't
time.
exist. So
yeah, it
doesn't necessarily mean it's in the past. Yeah. Like it could have been somebody in the future, but it's the same shit.
Yeah. So there's a famous book. I don't know what it's called, but it's like apparently it's like really famous, and it's about a guy. And he wrote the book, I think this was like in the early 1800s or something like that. But pretty much in the book, the guy, like things in his house are moving around. And he's like, what the hell? Why is shit moving around? And while things are moving around in his house, he sees somebody like constantly in his house. And he's like, what the fuck? But at the same time, there's another perspective of the guy who's moving stuff around because he's like, "What the fuck is this doing in my house? How
That's
did
not
this
where I
get
put
here?"
it.
Yeah, and then he sees a ghost, and so they both have like a computer, and I think it's a typewriter, in the same position, the same spot, and they'll talk to each other like that. They'll be like, "Who are you?" And then he'll be like, "What do you mean? This is my house. Get out." And then he'll be like, "No, this is my house. Get out." And he's like, "Well, what time are you living in?" And he's like, "Oh, I'm in the 1800s." And he's like, "What the hell? I'm in the 1900s." Mm-hmm. And they're like, "What's your name?" And like the dude would look up his name and find out that dude did live there.
Yeah.
But like they're living at the same time, seeing each other, but they're he's a ghost to him and he's a ghost to him.
But they're both alive
crazy.
At the same time.
That's because you know how like a lot of going to like the movies, like that's one of the first scenes. Usually, the ghost is always like, "This is my house, right? Get out of my house!" Or "What are you doing in my home?"
And in reality, you're like,
and they're always all angry and shit. And it's just like, bro, yeah, it's like, nigga, you dead. This is my house. But it's like, yeah,
no, you're
with
dead.
That,
this is my house.
Yeah, with that logic, it's like actually, it's like, no, this is my house. What are you doing? You're trespassing on my stuff. Yeah,
it's crazy because he'll be like, I don't understand.
I would get aggressive too.
Yeah, because they'll be taking like a family photo and they'll have a picture of the dude, and like the dude who was in the future could go back and like see these photos of him, like as a ghost in the back, and like, what the hell? Like, so they're living at the same time, just a different era, and it's like that's so crazy.
Yeah, and I'm not a very deep person, but like when I heard that, I was like, dang, that actually got me thinking, like, hey, what if this is really like multi-dimensional thing?
And this is overlapping.
Yeah.
So then that would not prove it, but like maybe there are multiple us's. Mm-hmm. You know, different versions of ourselves is constantly at different parts of our lives, or like.
Yeah, I mean, for sure. That'd be crazy. That'd be wild. You run into yourself out of all the chances.
How would you react, bro?
I don't know.
Spider-Man, me. Just
you.
I don't know. I only see stuff.
I think I probably just ask myself to smoke.
Nothing happened in my house before.
I'd be like, trying to smoke a blunt, bro.
Yeah.
I knew you were gonna say that. I knew you were gonna say that.
That's Scooby Dooby, bro.
That's Scooby Dooby. Shit, but no, yeah.
You see me selfie. This ain't no filter.
This my twin. This me.
I didn't know you had a twin brother. I don't.
No.
This me.
Nah, but yeah, like at Gene's house.
Gene's house is wild.
Yeah, Gene's house is like the first time I ever experienced anything, like multiple times.
Want to share some of the stories, and we can probably conclude after one or two.
So the first time ever, I was a senior. I was going into my senior year, and Gene just graduated. So he invites me over to his house with a bunch of other friends, and we're all in his room. But he's sharing a room with his little brother because his sister lived in the other one at the time. And he would tell me stuff, like I think one time he told me a story of how one time one of his friends stayed the night and thought his little brother was sitting next to him. So pretty much he was sleeping, and then he woke up to a kid, looking at him while he was laying in bed. And he tried to like push his face and be like, "Yo, go back to bed." And his hand went through it.
Yeah.
And so he got up and then waited outside the house for his dad to pick him up at like 3 a.m. or something like that. And so he would tell me these stories, and then he would tell me that like one day he was getting choked and he didn't want to open his eyes to see what was choking him. And he just prayed and prayed and prayed, and it went away. And he just said like he'd always see a kid asking him to like, hey, let's play. And he'll just be like, this is so weird. And the kid will always go like try to enter the hallway, and he'll hit the door and, like vanish.
Yeah.
He was like, yo, this is crazy. And there's just a bunch of other things. Like in his house, at every hour, at the specific hour, you will hear like somebody throw a grenade, like a little explosion. It's weird. And then there was also a time where his mom was laying down and a newborn baby crawled on top of her. And she was so confused because there's no babies. And she would like try to like push the baby off her, and like she would freak out. Yeah, she would try to push the baby off her, and she would freak out, and like there would be nothing there. But the dad would be like, "Nah, I don't believe in any of this stuff. Like the house is perfectly fine." And then he said one time he had a dog. They left him in like the laundry room because he was a puppy. They didn't want him to like shit anywhere, piss everywhere. And that somehow the garage door opened, and there was these kids like being like, get him, and you can hear these kids in the garage like moving stuff, trying to catch his dog, and the dog was crying and crying and crying, and he goes into the garage, and there's like nobody there. And
the dog's like freaked out.
But the dog's like freaking out.
And that's one of those, like, the dog ain't gonna freak out.
No, yeah.
Like, straight up.
So I was like, dang, that's crazy. So anyway, so he tells me all these stories, and it's like, my senior year, I'm going to his house, and everybody's there for his birthday. And it starts to get dark because it's weird because they had his graduation, like, birthday super late, like in August or something. So it was already getting dark. It was so weird that he had, like, the party so late. And I think he said it because everybody else was having their birthday, so he didn't want to have it at the same time. I mean, their graduation party, so he was like, "I'll just wait a few months, I guess."
Whole few
make sure everybody free to show up.
Right? Yeah. And so we all pull up, and he's just like, "Oh, he's just telling us about these stories while we're on in his room." And then they're like, "Hey, y'all want to go out to eat?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm down." And at the time, I don't think I had. Oh yeah, I did have money because I worked with my dad, and I was like, "Yeah, I'm down to go eat." I think we're gonna go watch a UFC fight, and then like, some of his friends were like, "Nah, bro, I'm going out to the window. Like, I'm not going through because the living room was like pitch dark and nobody else was there." And I was like, "Y'all scared as fuck." So literally everybody but me goes out to the window, and I'm just like, "I don't believe in ghosts. Fuck ghosts. Ghosts ain't gonna do shit to me." I'm just walking down. And I'm like, man, y'all pussy, they ain't no ghosts out here. Fuck ghosts. And I was like being really ignorant.
Yeah, out loud. And like, you're calling it out. You're asking for it.
Yeah, I was asking for it. And then I was like, hey, Gene, how the fuck you open this door? Because for some weird reason, if you ever go to Gene's house, there's like 7 locks on his door. It's so crazy. So I was like, yo, how do you open this? And I turn back and I look, and it's like completely dark behind me. And I just hear all the locks unlock. The door open, and then something pushed me, and I thought it was Gene, and I said, damn, bro, chill out. And I look back, and I just hear Gene. He's like, yo, I'm putting my shoes on, I'll be there in a bit. And then I'm like, yeah, and something, I was like, damn, something pushed me out. And I was like, oh shit. And then I was like, nah, I'm good.
You insulted them.
Yeah, I insulted whoever this
was.
Out,
yeah.
And I was like, oh, hell no. And so, like, I just waited out in the middle of the street for Gene. Gene's like, what happened? How'd you unlock the doors? And I was like, dude, I don't even want. I'll tell you later.
Yeah.
Like, this shit's crazy.
I didn't do it.
Like, your house let me out.
And it wasn't. It was weird because, like, I wasn't scared. It was like, I just could not believe that happened because I didn't believe in ghosts at the time. I was like, there's no.
You're trying to figure out, like, nah, it had to be somebody.
Yeah, I tried to figure out what the fuck it was, but dude, there's nobody around me that day. It's kind of weird. And then there was also another time, where we were at his house. I was at his house, and shit happens like in the daytime, which is crazy because I think we just got out of class. And we were in college at the time. We just got out of class, and I went to his room. And he's like, yo, I'm going to take a shower real quick before we go because I think we're going to meet up some friends. And I was like, man, I don't want to fucking
stay here by myself.
Because at the time, I think one time we stayed the night at his house, and the closet door would just open by itself. And he was like, if the front door opens by itself, just slowly close it. Like, it's just going to keep opening. And I'm like, how do you live in these conditions, bro?
Yeah, it's like
what if you're in the middle of beating your meat and you just like the door opens up? It's like, yo, you know what I mean? So I'm just like, what the hell? And then I'm like, I don't know, bro. I'll just wait in the car. And he's like, no, bro, I'm just going to take a quick shower. Gene does not take quick showers, bro.
That boy takes the longest time ever.
And so I was like, all right, bro, whatever. So I'm like, I'm just going to play. He's like, just play FIFA. And I was like, okay, FIFA's cool. I got on FIFA. And I'm just playing, and at the corner of my eye, I see the door open, and then I'm like, "Fuck, bro!" And there's no one in this house. There's no one in this house, but me and him. And I'm just like, okay. So I get up, and I'm just looking at the TV, and I get up, and I just get my.
That boy went cross-eyed. Yeah. One eye was at the door.
Yeah, I'm going cross-eyed here, bro. And I close the door, and I sit back down, and then it happens again, and I'm like, this is crazy. And then I was like, how do I lock the door? And so I went. And then I was like, you know what? I'm just going to look. Like, if something's there, then fuck it. It's there. It's already opened the door twice. So I look, and there's, like, nothing there. And I'm like, okay, this is cool. Then I go, and I lock the door, and I leave it there. And then I'm playing the game again, and you just hear, like, the the doorknob shake, and then it opens, and I'm just like, there's no way. Like, I just locked this door. Yeah,
because I locked it.
And I was like, hey, Gene, was that you? And then he's like, and I'm just like, bro, like, he's not answering me. And then, like, you just hear.
That boy dead.
Yeah, you just hear. So I hear footsteps in the living room, and I'm like, oh, dude, that's like little kid footsteps, like, playing around. And I was like, I got to shut the door before whatever's in the living room is going to come into the room. And so, like, while I'm going to close the door, the bathroom door and the room door are right next to each other in a corner. And I'm just like, Gene, hurry up, bro. We got to go. And he's like, yo, I'm almost done. Just give me a minute. And I'm like, nah, dude. And then I close the door. I sit back down, and I just hear, like, in the hallway outside of the door. And the closet door opens, and I'm just like, I'm not going to close that one. Because if that keeps opening, then that thing's already here, and I don't want any sign. But it had a mirror. The closet door had a mirror.
Oh, no.
And I was like, I'm staring at the mirror for like 3 minutes. And nothing happens. Nothing's here then. I just stare at the thing. And then I'm like, okay, I think I'm good. And then I played, and then the closet door opened, and I'm like, fuck, I should never stare at the mirror. And then the door opens one more time. And I'm like, you just hear the footsteps, and the door opens, and I'm like, don't look that way, don't look that way. Like, there's going to be a kid there. Because Gene's told me about this kid. He can explain exactly what it looks like.
Yeah.
And I'm like, don't look that way, don't look that way. And then I just, like, without looking, I close the door. And then I hear the front door open, and a whole bunch of kids come running in, bro. No. And I'm like, it's over for me, bro. And, like, I don't know why, but I got an image of a bunch of white bunnies just, like, stomping on me, like, to death.
That's some choosing of the corner.
And I was like, and then the door busts open, and there's 2 kids, but they're actual kids. And his mom's like, BB. And I'm like, oh, thank God, his mom's home, bro. I was like, oh my God, his mom's home.
What if you would have punched the kid? They
right, like instantly went into attack mode, like
fight or flight.
Turn the corner. Oh, these are real kids.
Oh, yeah,
shit.
And then his mom, like, his mom comes in the room and she's like, "Are you hungry?" And I'm like, "No, I'm good."
Yeah, I'm actually. Can you give me a ride home?
Yeah, you just gave me a heart attack, lady.
Dude, yeah, dude, because I was like, dude, there's so much noise going on.
That's weird, though. That is really weird.
Because there's nobody there. And then when those 2 kids came, bro, I'm telling you, when they were loud. I
would shit myself.
When they were loud as hell.
Yeah, especially when you said the door bust open and I saw 2 physical bodies that time, boy, I would have.
Oh, no.
I would scream. Something would have came out that let everybody in the house would have known I was scared.
Yeah,
like,
but it was very suspenseful because they didn't just bust in. They kicked the door. And you could tell because apparently Gene's like, they always kick the door.
Yeah, I was like, but it's probably like they're running over there. They kicked the door
open and nothing. Because there was a cabinet blocking my view.
Yeah.
And like these kids just walk in and I'm like, oh, dude. It was like a whole suspenseful thing. Out of here. But nah, dude, like, yeah, those kids, they either saved my life or scared the shit out of me that day, bro.
Both.
Bro, I was terrified.
Yeah.
It's weird. It's weird that it's always kids or like...
Yeah,
woman in white or something like.
Because Gene's seen the kid.
Is it all deformed or he got like
no?
Normal?
It's just a kid with a long sleeve sweater with a boat on it.
Oh yeah,
and plaid pants, and he has like a little comb over hairstyle, and his eyes are sunken in, so you can't see him. And I remember one time we were taking pictures at one of our friends' house. Because his whole project in photography was to capture light, and I was trying to do the Wu-Tang sign. And the whole time, we would turn off the light at my friend's house, and we would do this Wu-Tang sign, but there would be a bright-ass light right next to me every single time. And I'd be like, how is it doing it? Like, the light is turned off. It's pitch black in here. And I never thought of it as being a ghost.
Yeah.
So we were there for like 3 hours, and then we left, and Gene went home. And I think we did it a couple times there. Like, I tried to do the Wu-Tang sign, and then I left. And then when I got home, Gene was like, hey, dude, did you see anything? And I was like, no. I was like, no.
No, I'm good.
And then he is all like, oh, because never mind. And I was like, no, now you got to tell me, dude, because he like did not want to talk about it. And I was like, I felt something behind me, but I never wanted to look back because my back was facing that hallway where the little kid was running when I was there.
Yeah.
And so he was like, I saw the kid. Like, I was checking my phone and it peeked out and like waved his little fingers at me and then went back. And I was like, dang, where are you now? And he's like, well, I saw it going to my room. And he's like, so I'm just in the bathtub chilling. And I was like, dude, this dude is so terrified that he's in the bathtub. Like, that's how crazy this is. And he's all like, yeah, I might just sleep in the bathtub tonight. Like, I cannot go in my room right now. And I was like, dude, no way. Like, that's so crazy. And then I've also seen a white figure peeking out of his tree. And the only weird thing is that somebody dropped him off one time during high school, and they said that there was a white figure like peeking out the tree, and it would follow him into the house. So like once he would get dropped off, he would go to the door, and while he's unlocking the door, it would peek out of the tree because he has a tree in the front of his house.
Yeah,
and it would just walk with him inside. And then it was weird because that was a link thing too. Like I guess like you and Laura had is I dropped Gene off, and I saw something behind the tree, and it followed Gene inside. And then I was like, "Yo, Gene, who was with you?" Like I thought his brother came out and or something. He's like, "What are you talking about?" And I was like, "Oh, someone walked in with you." He's like, "Bro, don't tell me that shit." Because while I was walking through the living room to my room, my mom asked who was with me. Because somebody walked in with him. Yeah. And I was like, hey, bro, I'm not going to talk to you for like 2 weeks, bro.
I can't go to your house.
I can't go to your house anymore. But I think everything that I've seen has been there at Jose's house.
That's crazy, dude.
You want to spend the night or what?
We actually went to Gene's like once or twice. We had like a late movie night over there. But luckily, nothing happened. Yeah. And when I was there, I ain't gonna lie, I wanted some shit to happen because everybody kept telling me, and I was like, "I'm finally going to Gene's house. Let me get at least a little taste." But nothing. We watched Fearless. That's what we did. Remember we watched We watched Fearless.
We did watch Fearless.
Yeah, and they were talking shit, and I was like, "This movie's amazing. What's wrong with y'all?"
Stop hating on my boy.
Stop hating on my boy, Jilly.
Yeah, I think it was Eric who was saying it was boring. Somebody was saying that it was boring.
But yeah, nothing happened. I've only been over there like twice. I haven't been over there.
I've only been once. It was when I went to go help him change his battery in his car. But I did go inside, wash my hands. I went to the bathroom. He left me by myself, and I was thinking about it the whole time. I was like, if I see some shit, I'm finna run out.
But I've never felt anything weird or creepy at your house either.
My bad. It's totally unrelated. I messaged Gavin Dawson from 105.3 The Fan because he replied.
Did he really?
Yeah. I just saw it right now.
Oh, that's cool though. That's cool. I think that's pretty good. I don't really have too many other stories that.
No, I mean either. Like nothing really.
Most of them are probably the same gist of shit.
Yeah,
I have a bunch of dreams.
It's scary regardless.
But that's gonna be a different.
That's the thing. I don't have a lot of weird dreams. Not scary dreams, at least.
Weird, bro. You don't even understand the things that I can do in my dreams.
Yeah. All right, so y'all over here astro traveling and lucid dreaming and.
That's only happened once. Well, besides,
I think I just get a lot of deja vu from my dreams. Yeah. I have dreams that I'm like, that was very realistic, and then like months later, I'm like in somewhere, and I'm just like, oh shit, like I know this. This is what's happening here.
Yeah,
I've had that too, and like something bad happens in my dreams, and I'm just like, all right, I gotta start looking out and make sure nothing bad happens. Yeah, usually nothing does. But I'll be in the same.
One thing I can do, and I guess. Maybe I should say it. Nah, fuck, it was nothing. We can talk about it later too. Go more in depth. One thing I can do in my dreams, if I notice that it's a bad dream or that I don't want whatever's happening, I can stop it. And I automatically.
I mean, that's basically lucid dreaming to a certain extent. Like kind of controlling your dreams.
I can't control it because I can't change it like myself. Yeah. But I know that it's a dream and I just wake up.
Okay.
I just like wake myself up and I'm like, all right,
it's like when you have that good dream, it's like I ain't trying to wake up.
Yeah, but this one's like, oh no, it's going bad, so let's just wake up right now. And I just wake up.
The last night terror I ever had was like 6-7 years ago, and I was dreaming that I was getting mauled by a werewolf, not a wolf, like an actual fucking werewolf. I was in
like Twilight werewolf
type shit. Yeah, like I was in the bed of a truck, and the wolf was just claws and teeth tearing me open from like chest down. And but when I say I woke up like screaming for my life, like jumped up out of my sleep, screaming top of my lungs, like it was scary shit ever. But that's like the one time only.
Yeah. Damn.
We'll say that for another time.
Yeah. For next half.
For that Alaska talk.
For next half.
The next
Halloween.
Half
for actual Halloween.
For Spooky Dookie Part 2.
Yeah.
That's Spooky Dookie Part 1, y'all.